Hi, I'm Ryan Arvela. This is Charlie Walker. We're here at the Lake Forest Townhouse Association in Hopkins, Minnesota to review some of the gutter systems that are on these buildings currently and also discuss some of the improvements that can be made.
Yeah, like you said, I'm Charlie Walker. I've been in the gutter industry for over 25 years. And I think looking at sometimes older gutters that are done, from first look, it looks as if they might be in good shape or good working order. But why don't we go back here and take a look at some of the more direct things that I could show you guys that give you my professional opinion of what could change. So at first look, the end caps and the corner miters are having failing caulk. A lot of times that's just from old age. I inspected the insides of these particular gutters and there was some areas that actually didn't even have any caulk as well. So that would need to be addressed. The next thing I see here is the 1x3 drip edge on the gable transfers to a 1x2 to where the gutters are put up. On this side, they install it underneath the wood drip edge. On this side over here, they install on the 1x2 drip edge. That can cause many issues. Part of the issue with installing underneath the 1x2 is you're not able to get a proper level when you're leveling the water all the way down to the downspout. So what you're gonna get on this side is you'll get water when it rains just shooting right over the gutter. The gutter needs to be installed higher to the shingles to actually be effective. Here we have a situation where you have a no gutter situation and you have a drip line that starts to wear into the concrete. That also causes, you're putting water in a place down here where you're gonna erode this area here. So we would definitely need a gutter on that slope.
So in these areas where just have the regular drip edge and nothing else was added behind here to further support it, they're sagging pretty good the way they are. And you get a lot of water rushing off here. It's probably going right over. If you get enough water sitting in there or ice with all that weight, it's really gonna sag over and not really be functioning how it needs to be.
Looking at this gutter here, I see seams in some of these gutters, and we only install seamless gutters. There's quite a few areas in the property where there's, around the chimneys, there's no gutters. And it's posing some issues where you're having rotting wood, and you're also getting settling towards the foundation. So the water hits, there's erosion, and then that settles right into the wrong areas.
So here's more areas on the back side of this building where gutters should be installed. We got a lot of green on this rock here, so it's a telltale sign over the years water's been coming down and slowly been eroding along the foundation wall here, which is kind of scary when you got water coming that is along your foundation wall, could be leaking in. We'll walk over here just about 10-12 feet over. The rock is clean. It's not green at all. You can tell water hasn't been in here, but the main reason for that is because there's living space above. When you come out here, you can see water's hitting this, missing gutters again, and again it's eroding this area. Got this post holding up the living space, which the concrete is getting eroded and crumbling, which is pretty scary.
Some of these downspouts on inspection were done improperly. You have these joints where you have a crimped end that's supposed to go into the open end. All the way up, we have this downspout that's backwards. So if you actually look up, you can see water coming right out of the joints because that's done improperly.
So we've noticed on a lot of these areas where you got roof going over the deck, there's missing gutters. It'd be really important to get gutters added here. It would definitely help protect the deck, but also, much more importantly, help protect these areas. You can see, if you look closely, there's a lot of rotted material, especially this header area. It's holding up living space. That's pretty dangerous when you look closely at that.
We have another area over a deck where there's no gutter. And you can see the splashback, and as you can see the green on the siding from water splashing back up on it. You also see nails starting to come up from the wood starting to rot away and actually sink. So this definitely needs a gutter. Here where there's proper slopage away from the house, this would be a section that wouldn't need a gutter. With the rock and the slopage away, we're good. Over here also, we have a roof line that is covered by a roof. So up there is also an area we do not need a gutter. Here we have an area where they have a downspout that comes down. On the front side, you have a gutter that ties this in. We're gonna suggest you do the same thing. So we'll eliminate any situations where you have downspouts going to areas that you don't want them to go, and we'll have a gutter that ties along that runs the water into this gutter. With the corners that I had alluded to earlier leaking, and also the clogging of these gutters, we're getting quite a bit of ice and water buildup here, and that's really, really unsafe. Better watch my step. Here you see a water where the downspout, the extension exits water onto this concrete area. You're gonna see areas where now this concrete is starting to settle. We've eroded the underneath the foundation of this concrete. So not only is this sinking, but you can also see problems in here and also in here where all the water is just sinking back into this area. This would be another area where we're not including gutters. On this small gable side, the roof catches so little gutters, or so little water, that you don't need a gutter there.
So a telltale sign of a sagging gutter is when you can see right here how clean it is. You work your way down towards the middle of the gutter system and you can see how dirty it gets. When the water comes over, it'll bring debris with it. A lot of the debris gets held up in there and makes it dirty like that. So we got two roof sections coming together, creates a valley. In these areas, you got a lot of water running down. Really important to put a splash guard. We'll always put splash guards in these areas. I've seen some in this neighborhood, but in this area, we're obviously missing one.
Some of the elbow joints and the corner miters I've noticed are pink. A lot of times that's done because it was done in a cold weather time. We used a full factory painted elbows so that doesn't happen to our product. My opinion is all the gutters on this property need gutter screen. Up here, as you can see, it's full. Many of the gutters I've noticed are full. If you don't do gutter screen, I would suggest 4 to 5 times a year that you need to clean these out. I think over a year or two period, you could actually make up that money in just installing the screen.
So in summary, we really walked around the buildings here, pointed out some areas that really are in need of some changes, and also discussed how to make some improvements.
As you can see, at first look, it looks like all the gutters are in good standing order. It looks like the gutter system is working right, but as you can tell after walking around and after final evaluation, there's quite a few areas that need to be taken care of properly.